Hi there, this is Michael from Insurance Agency Automation Associates with one or more of my short little videos on AMS360 features. Today I'm going to review the changes to the interface, particularly the home center for the 24R2 release. Not every agency has this, even though it's a 24R2 and I'm recording this in February, so not everybody in even 25 has this yet, but as it becomes available to you, you'll see some changes. The first one is you start seeing the change from the old format to the new format, which is part of the AgencyOne transformation. I'm going to be doing some videos on AgencyOne here in the next couple weeks, so watch out for those. First thing you see at the centers, instead of being little file tabs down here in this area here, they're now across the top. They still do the same. When you go to customer, they look the same. It's the same everything there right now. Eventually that'll change. So just up here at the top that we're doing. First thing I wanted you to notice is that the little icon here, like a lightning bolt, that's your quick access. There they are. It used to be over here on the far right, so they've moved it to the left, which I think is better because we all read from the left to right, at least English. Now, what you don't see is the way to control that, the user options. But if I come over to here, and I look right here under my logon credentials, and you'll see settings. That gives you the quick access. That has not changed. It's the same as it used to be. Continuing over here on the far right now, I'm going to go ahead and click on the little bell, and that takes you to alerts. I don't know too many agencies using alerts right now, at least for the standard users, so that's not a big change. The question mark, that gives you to help, support, Vertafore University, and the privacy statement. Nothing much there. Then I'm going to focus over here now on the far right that they're calling this a Bento box. 3 rows, 3 columns. Kind of look at Bento if you're familiar with that phrase in Japanese. And here it brings us to the unified items, and we're going to talk about that a little more in a moment. Now, different agencies have different things. This particular agency where I'm recording this from has AgencyOne. We're going to talk about that in another video down the road. Has AMS360 and has AgencyZoom. You can also see you can get to the Transact Now here for carrier connections and Credential Manager, which is also part of Transact Now. So you see the market trends, which is the old risk match. And then Reference Connect, RefCon. And then finally, user management for Vertafore single sign-on. Now, the role I'm in here has full admin rights, so you'll see differences on this based upon the rights that are given to the user by the profile that they're taking in AgencyOne. In case you don't know what AgencyOne is, let me just reveal that a little bit. It's Vertafore's effort to standardize all their products, avoid the translation issues that are involved. Like if you're using AMS360 in your current environment, it's called a customer. If you have the ImageRight or Worksmart interface, it's called a file there. If you happen to have AgencyZoom, it's called a client there, I think. I've got to remember my phrasing on that, but they all say different things. They're getting it to where they're unified. As well, they're getting the interfaces, the menu options, and the visuals to be the same, so that when you move between products, you're not flying around, oh, it's over here, there, and it's over there, there. It's taken away that need, which is a great product, a great program they're working on, a great process they're working on. I'm loving that part. More on that later. Now, the other big piece you'll see, if you hit these views here, they take you over to all those places, but all this still remains the same. So I'm going to come back to home here. I want you to notice I've skipped one thing over there on one of these icons over there on purpose. I'll come back to it. All the views stay the same. I can collapse the views. I can use my user options. I can make this bigger or smaller depending on what I want it to be. Those have not changed at this point. They might change down the road. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the roadmap. But then you get this magnifying glass. Okay, if I click the magnifying glass as a unified search. Now, unified search, what does that mean? It means I can search by the customer as we know at AMS360. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. And it's going to show me my recent customer down there. Okay, so you see that already. I haven't searched for anything, but it's going to search from the home center, where before I used to have to go from the home center to the customer center, then do my search there. I can still do that, but this is a place to start it. And unified means that if I have multiple products attached, like I mentioned, ImageRight, Worksmart, AMS360, and AgencyZoom being the 3 most common, it searches across all of them and show me the result down there for them. So that's what it's doing. Also, I want you to notice AMS360 we got customer. Here it's saying client. It won't let me highlight that. Here it's saying client. That is part of the AgencyOne standardization that they're going to call them clients, it looks like, going forward. I haven't seen that in the documentation for AgencyOne yet. I'm going to play with that a little more. I have access to it now, so I'm going to play with it a little more and get some videos recorded on that. So I'm going to put the word test in here, and it's going to bring up everything that has test. Now I got some shading going on because I'm in a live database, but you see the same thing. And over here, I'm going to click the 3 dots, and it gives me the P&C details and the client overview. Let me hit client overview. What it's doing is it's taking me into, in this particular case, AgencyOne, let it authenticate. In this particular case, it's AgencyOne, and this is what the AgencyOne interface is. Right now, I'm not going to talk about that. If you're AMS360, it's going to bring you to the AMS360 Customer Center. Okay, not going to go details on that. So that was the client overview. If I go to P&C details, again, it brings me back over to here to the customer overview in AMS360. So that's where it brings me there. Not going to talk too much about that because that's all the same as it used to be. Okay, so I'm going to put in, so notice it's kind of hard for you to see that because I have to shade some stuff out. When I type the word test, it's finding test over here in the 2nd position. Over here, which you can't see, and other places it finds it in different spots. Okay, so in the past I had to do like an asterisk test. Whoops, come back here, you. Asterisk test, and I'm going to hit enter, and it found no results. So I no longer have to do that asterisk. It's always going to give me that same feature, just like the asterisk, like the wildcard, like I used to have to do in search. It's always going to do that wildcard search. It's going to find those characters at any point in time in there. Now I'm going to put some numbers in here. Now I'm going to do my search there, and nothing results. So no results. So I cannot search currently from here a policy number. I still got to go to the customer, or now we're going to call it Client Center to do that. So those are the basics of it. Everything else I go into, it's all going to be the same as what we've seen before. It hasn't changed anything there. I do want you to see, I'm going to come over here to AMS360, this test customer, and notice here I got AMS360 and I got AgencyOne. So I'm going to click AMS360, and it's going to bring me back to the AMS360 home. Okay, I'm going to click AgencyOne, and it takes me the same thing. So these two links are not different, even though they look, this appears to be one big link, and it's taking me back to AMS360. It's not 2 links over there, even though it kind of looks like it might be. That gets me back to the home center. So that's another way to get in the home. Either click there or click here. That's as basic as it gets for now. Those are the big changes. I have not received anything that tells me what the rollout date is. And there are other items in the release notes. So if you want to see the release notes from inside AMS360, go to the questions here, go to AMS360 help, and just type 2024 R2. Let's see what it gives us there. And there it is, release notes. Sometimes I search release notes only and it gets there. So you can come here and it details there's a lot more changes coming on the release notes. There are a lot more changes coming with this release. Some of them minor, some of them pretty major. So there's some nice things there. I might do some more videos on some of these in the coming weeks and months about them, but there's a lot of neat little features there. Nothing in particular I want to hit right now. So remember, if you do get these release notes from here, if you want to get them in a more standardized way, just come over here, hit the print button, and then you can save them as a PDF, and it gives you to an expanded view. And it's like 9 pages or 10, or maybe it's 11. Let's see. It's 12 pages, so it'll allow you to capture those. Just remember the hyperlinks won't work. If you do it in the other format, if you do it from here, there are hyperlinks that take you to different places inside of help to answer different questions and things. Okay, that's it for this time. Thank you. Hopefully this is useful. Hi there. Thank you for watching that video. Hope it was informative for you. Just a reminder, please go to my webpage, ins-automation.com, and check out the other resources there, including, if you're not a member of this newsletter already, where this originally came from, you can click on the newsletter, sign up there, and take you there. If you hit the contact over here, it'll allow you to send a message to me or book a consultation meeting, a complimentary consultation meeting. As well, you can go to YouTube and search for Insurance Agency Automation Associates. You'll see that little Rubik's Cube type thing. If you can, and you'll see my other videos here. There's about 20 or so of them here. I'll open that up a bit broader. There's a bunch of videos here about AMS360 features and tools. If you do come here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. And then once you hit subscribe, be sure to say notifications all. So that way, anytime I release a new video, you'll get a notification. Thank you again. Have a great day.